6:30 p.m. Please rise for the invocation given by none other than Dan Zander and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear God, I thank you for this day, for this evening. We pray for our council tonight and the audience. Let this meeting go smooth. Let this election go smooth as possible tonight. Dear Lord, we love you and we care about you and for this time. All I ask is in thy name and pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Does Brian get to do that then?
Linda, the executive assistant, is sitting in for Brian tonight, but given that she's working on something else right now, I want to call the roll. Lucido.
Yes.
Kleinfeld.
Yes.
DeMonico.
Or DeMonico? Oh, okay.
I don't know the right order, so Owens.
I'm here.
Here.
Pixley.
Here.
I'll entertain a motion now for approval of the agenda as sent, please.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I'd like to add just the first order of business before the hearing of the public, presentation of a resolution from the County Commission.
Support.
Moved and supported. Please call the roll.
Is there a stare down happening?
Councilmember Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley.
Yes. And with that, we'll move into the presentation from the county commissioner. I see her in the back.
Thank you, Mayor.
Should we come down for the,
Let me speak first, and then I'd like to take a picture if we could. This is a proclamation, is what it is, and it's a proclamation for our mayor, Suzanne Pixley, but it's not a proclamation for your years on council. It's a proclamation for all of your outstanding public service to the city of Eastpointe. So I first wanted to speak to some of the leadership roles, and I can't touch on all of them, and I don't even know what I've missed, but Suzanne has had leadership roles with the Michigan Association of Mayors, the Michigan Municipal League, PACE, the DDA, Eastpointe Cruise and Gratiot, the Eastpointe Chess Networking Forum, the Macomb County and the East Detroit Historical Society, the Eastpointe Roseville Chamber of Commerce, and the Rotary, and that is just to name a few. She's also a master gardener, and she's worked very hard to cultivate the children's garden and the community garden for the city of Eastpointe. She has also authored books in Eastpointe detailing the history of Eastpointe and some of the people that are here and why they're special to the city of Eastpointe. So having said that, I'll finish with, now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of Commissioners speaking for and on behalf of all Macomb County residents as follows. That by these presents, the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby publicly commends, acknowledges, and expresses gratitude to Suzanne Pixley for outstanding public service to the city of Eastpointe. Be it further proclaimed that a suitable copy of this proclamation, that would be this, be presented to Suzanne Pixley in testimony of the high esteem in which she is held by the Macomb County Board of Commissioners.
You know, I can't say enough words to show appreciation. I just think that when you represent a city, you represent your city at multiple levels. And it starts with your local people, and it also moves to the county and your region. And you have to become involved, and you have to do a good job, and you have to be responsible. So thank you for the recognition. With that, we'll move into a hearing of the public. Does anyone wish to be heard?
Hi there. My name is Alyssa Diebold, and I'm here tonight as chair of the City of Eastpointe Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission. On behalf of the commission, we have a couple members here tonight. We want to thank Councilperson Kleinfeld for his stellar service to us. For those of you who don't know, Councilperson Kleinfeld was our council liaison for the past 16 months. He attended our meetings, supported and attended our events, and advocated for our needs to administration. Mike even sent each of us a handwritten card welcoming us to the commission when it was formed. Some of you may know that we're a very busy commission. We cover a lot of ground in our meetings, and we have held a number of events in and throughout the community since our start. But there are 9 commission members and only 1 Mike. Thank you, Mike, for showing up, for taking notes, for supporting us, and letting ACDC thrive. And thank you so much for being dedicated to the city of Eastpointe. And also, the shamrock that's right outside, right behind all of you guys, is blue tonight in honor of Veterans Day. And I want to thank Mike especially for all of the help with all of these projects that we've done and partnered with the city. Thank you.
I'm going to save my comments for the outgoing and incoming council for the next hearing of the public. I wanted to touch on a couple of things. This is a meeting of great tradition, and I was really surprised to see the agenda because usually this meeting and the next one are kept as short as possible because friends, family, and supporters have come out to celebrate the service of these people, and many of them have plans afterwards. So all the new business surprised me. So I would ask that you be as brief as possible in recognition of everybody here that has come to celebrate. I wanted to touch on 2 more things. I noticed when looking at the agendas that the second agenda has a closed session for the resumes for city manager and an agenda item to schedule future closed sessions. I also noticed that it has a ballot per the charter for Mayor Pro Tem. Let me speak to the ballot first. The OMA requires, and this is directly from the OMA handbook, I pulled it up today. The OMA requires, Open Meetings Act, that all decisions and deliberations of a public body must be made in an open meeting, and I'm sorry, I must have written this wrong. Voting is defined as part of that. The OMA prohibits a voting procedure at a public meeting that prevents citizens from knowing how members of a public body have voted. Now, this isn't from me, this is from the Open Meetings Act. Obviously, the use of a secret ballot process would prevent transparency. All board decisions are subject to the OMA and must be made by a public vote at an open meeting. And traditionally, my understanding was that's how it has been done, so I just wanted to bring that up because I was a little surprised to see that on there. The state law does supersede the charter. With regard to the closed session for the resumes, the Open Meetings Act does allow to go into closed session to go over resumes if the individual has requested that their resumes be discussed in closed session. The tricky part is when you have a number of resumes, maybe not everybody has made that request. So there's also, again, a long history of using numbers when addressing individuals so as to keep the individuals private in the deliberations while not going into closed session to discuss some and not others, or not violating the Open Meetings Act. So I would ask that you keep that in mind, and particularly tonight, unless it's absolutely necessary, folks want to celebrate with their candidates. Please keep that in mind when considering that closed session. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kleinfeld. Does anyone else wish to be heard at this time? Anyone else? Mr. Grossello?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, and Administration. I'm Phil Guastella, a 35-year resident of Eastpointe. Tonight, I'm here to offer thanks and offer some congratulations. First off, Michael, you've carried yourself with class and dignity as a council person and as Mayor Pro Tem. I know that you will be successful in any future endeavor. Suzanne, you are the last link as a council member who truly knows where the city was 10 years ago, what it took to save us, and how we have thrived since. It was great for me to serve the city at your side for 6.5 years, and I thank you for your tireless efforts on behalf of the city of Eastpointe. I'd like to offer congratulations to Mrs. Lucido on her reelection and to Ms. Owens on her new assignment. It'll be exciting times here at City Hall. To the returning members of council and the rest of the new council, I offer this message. Please remember and understand just how close we came to losing our city. To say that we had 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel is an understatement. As Mayor Pixley and as our financial guru, Mr. Blum, can attest that just how close we came to falling under control of the state of Michigan and an emergency financial manager. Miraculously, and I want to underscore that, miraculously, with a perfect storm of everyone pulling together, Eastpointe would remain, and to this day does remain, our city. It took all of us, council, administration, employees, unions, but most of all, our residents, to get on the same page to make this happen. Quite frankly, there was unprecedented cooperation and sacrifice that will never happen again. We had to close buildings, shorten hours here at City Hall, create authorities, rework contracts, shrink the number of employees, and much more. However, we were able to keep our library open, offer recreation programs, offer senior activities, keep our own police and fire departments, continue to pick up trash, and invest money in our infrastructure. What an amazing accomplishment, especially when you grasp just how grave our situation was. We cannot do anything that will take us back to the ways that helped put us on the brink of financial ruin. We cannot undo the policies and changes that were needed to save our city of Eastpointe. And we must continue to spend every dollar cautiously and carefully while looking for even more ways to save money. If we don't do these things, we will find ourselves right back where we were 10 years ago, and we won't have the tools available to get us out of trouble. So please, remember where we were, what it took to save our city, and continue to make decisions and policies that will keep Eastpointe thriving for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grossello. Those are good and bad memories. Does anyone else wish to be heard at this time? Anyone else? Anyone else wish to be heard? Seeing none, the first hearing of the public is closed, and we'll move into the approval of the minutes, and the first item is approve the regular meeting of October the 15th, 2019. Do we have a motion, please?
Madam Mayor, I motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of October 15th, 2019.
Sure, I'll second that with just two very minor changes, very brief. We just have eastpointemichigan.gov in there. It should just be eastpointmi.gov, just in case anyone's trying the URL. And C&G instead of CNG for the newspaper. That's all, and support it.
So that was a motion and support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilperson Owens?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes. And the second one is approval of the minutes from the special meeting of November the 7th, 2019.
Madam Mayor, I motion to approve the special meeting minutes of November 7th, 2019.
Support.
Move and support. Any corrections? Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Owens?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
Yes.
We have no scheduled hearings, no unfinished business today. Our next item is reports from administration. We'll start with our interim city manager, Mr. Cotton.
Thank you, Mayor Pixley. I have 4 short items. One, I want to call to your attention the election results in terms of turnout is at your desk if you wanted a hard copy. Secondly, the quarterly report did not make it in the packet unintentionally, the financial report. So it looks like this. There's a hard copy for you at your desk. Third, I've been receiving reports all day from Joe's Director Abrahams from our snow plowing efforts, and all things are on track. Appreciate his additional communications. And fourth, I want to thank you, Mayor Pixley, for being a mayor that I have enjoyed serving. You're the 19th mayor that I've served in my career, and I really very much value the public service that you've provided and the leadership and the commitment. And I want to also thank Mayor Pro Tem Kleinfeld. He made the phone call to me that April, about 1.5 years ago, and I've enjoyed my time in Eastpointe and enjoyed working with you and all the efforts that you've made to make this a better place. So thank you both.
Thank you so much. And do we have additional comments, questions for the city manager at this time? All right, then let's move on to our finance director, please, Mr. Blum.
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council. The quarterly financial report we'll be talking about later, so I'm not going to go into that. I would like to play off of what Mr. Costello said. We were within 15 to 18 months of insolvency before Samorsa was passed. I mean, we're that close. That bought us a soft landing, and it's up to us to stretch it the full 20 years. Even Captain Sully's plane eventually sank, so got to be careful. And the only other thing I have is I also would like to thank Michael for your time, your intelligence, your thoughtfulness on all the topics that have come up. It have been a pleasure to work with. Mayor Pixley, well, it might be your 19th. You're the only mayor that's ever been mayor since I've been attending meetings. And it has been a joy to work with you. As a history buff, I love the history that you know about this place. And, you know, go out to lunch and talk anytime. So, but thank you.
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. Any questions for the finance director at this time? All right, then let's move on to our city attorney, Mr. Albright.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. In the interest of time, I will not have anything to report this evening, but I would like to say congratulations to both Monique and Sarah, and to Madam Mayor and Michael. You've been a wealth of information for our office as well, and we really do appreciate that and your dedication to a council, and we wish you the best of luck. So thank you.
Thank you. Just remember, I'm retired, non-expired.
Got it.
All right, let's move on to new business, and we have several items, and the first one is the bid award for the 3-year demolition contract. Do we have a motion, please?
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to award the 3-year demolition bid to VinCon Incorporated out of Plymouth, Michigan, and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents related to this bid award.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilperson Owens.
Yes.
Our second item is related to the proposal from the Community Housing Network to purchase 4 tax reversion homes. Do we have a motion for that?
Madam Mayor, I motion to approve the purchase of 4 city-owned properties, including 24564 Tuscany, 22063 Brittany, 16177 Evergreen, and 16826 Collinson, for a total of $75,100 cash sale, and authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents related to the sale.
Support.
Moved and support. Any discussion?
I thought this did sound like consistent with what we've talked about with the tax reversion committee. I'd assume, I don't know if anybody thought differently. It'd be nice to get these 4 homes taken care of, better homes in the city, and get 4 of them off of our plate.
And I can safely say, and I'm sure all the council agrees, that Community Housing Network, which 2 of the representatives are here, if you would stand, please. You've done an outstanding job with the housing developments that you currently are running in the city, and I'm sure that this will turn out to be positive as well. Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Owens?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld.
Yes.
Item,
Clarification, it was not mentioned, but there's a deed restriction proposed language there, and I assume that that means there's no objection, and that we'll include that.
Oh, I thought we were not including it if it
I thought it was.
was not mentioned. I know it's in your recommendation, but,
Good reason to ask the question, then.
well, thank you for asking. I
I-
thought it was unnecessary.
I agree. I think given the, what they do, it wasn't necessary to necessarily include that restriction. I do think going forward, the next council, it would be wise to consider that.
When we finish the policy, I think it needs to be in the policy.
Yeah, the next one.
Okay, I was just saying, well, because Community Housing Network has their own 5-year thing, folks will be living there. I just, I
Right.
felt like, at least in this scenario, but if we want to cover
That it wasn't
other
necessary
scenarios.
over and above.
Right. So we were assuming that motion then was without it, right, is what we were saying? And we were,
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
fine with having.
thank you for clarifying.
without it, thank you.
Mr. Cotton.
Item C is the approval of the contract extension for Ed's 2 men and a lawnmower for snow and ice removal services at 3 different areas in the city of Eastpointe. Can we have a motion, please?
A motion to approve a 6-month extension to the contract for snow and ice removal for Divisions 1 through 3 to Ed's 2 men and a lawnmower at Eastpointe, Michigan, and authorize the city manager's office to execute all necessary documents related to this bid award. Contractors agreed to accept 2018 price rates for this winter season.
Support.
Move and support. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Owens?
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes. Our next item is the approval of the resolution regarding the county bond refunding, and this relates back to Lake St. Clair Clean Water Initiative. So I'll entertain a motion for that, please.
Madam Mayor, I motion to approve the county resolution approving continued undertaking for the Lake St. Clair Clean Water Initiative Drainage District Drainage Funding Bonds, Series 2019.
Support.
Move and support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Owens?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes. Our next item is the ratification of the internal combustion engine replacement for fire engine number 2. I thought it was made pretty clear, but if we have both Mr. Cotton as well as the Director of Public Safety, and Nick Sage, I think, is over there as well, if we have any questions. So entertain a motion first, unless you have questions for any of those 3.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to ratify the emergency replacement of the internal combustion engine for fire engine number 2, to authorize the replacement of the replacement engine acquisition and installation by the original manufacturer, Cummins, for not to exceed $40,000, and to amend the fiscal year 20 budget to include this amount.
Support.
Move and support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson Owens,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley.
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico.
Yes.
Next item is the ratification in the installation of the card reader system to the new doors, which were previously approved for installation at the 38th District Court. We have a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, I motion to ratify the installation of the access card reader system to the new doors installed at the 38th District Court in the amount not to exceed $10,365.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Owens,
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld.
Yes.
Our next item is the Administrative Rules and Regulations Amendment and the approval of the union contract TAs regarding health insurance changes. We have a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, I motion that the Eastpointe City Council approves an amendment to Section 7.02 of the Administrative Rules and Regulations and approve contractual changes to various unions regarding health insurance.
Support.
Move and support. Please call the roll.
Before you call the roll, I handed out an email. The patrol union also agreed to make the move, but it wasn't till this morning, so we didn't have time to get language in the contract. So what I'm requesting is that you include the patrol in the approval, and we'll do the language afterwards. It will mirror what fire has.
So did you want to add that into the motion?
Madam Mayor, I will motion to add the patrol union into the contract.
Thank you.
I'll still support.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Owens.
Yes.
And our last item is the review of the first quarter financial report for fiscal year 2020. Good news, Mr. Blum, good news.
Madam,
Yeah, the earnings have been doing very well in spite of the market. So we're looking forward to more growth in that. Every penny helps.
It does.
So,
So we'll entertain a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to receive and file the first quarter financial report for fiscal year 2020.
Support.
Move and support. Any further questions? Please call the roll.
Councilperson Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Owens.
Yes.
And done with payroll and bills. Do we have a motion for that, please?
Madam Mayor, I will make a motion to approve payment of the bills in the amount of $6,704,771.11.
Support.
Move and support. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilperson Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Mayor Pixley,
Yes.
Councilperson Owens,
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico.
Yes.
Our last item is a hearing of the public. Does anyone wish to be heard during the second hearing of the public? I see a hand in the back.
Good evening, Mayor Pixley, council members, city administration. Gary Sasek, resident of Eastpointe, Michigan, also chairman of the Parks Commission. I want to congratulate the newly elected mayor on her coming up job. It's going to be a task. Cardi, on your success. Sarah, absolutely on your success. Mike, I wish you the best of everything. This has been an incredible body to watch. You're working together. It's not been an easy road, and the road ahead of us is still rough, but I wish everybody continued success in everything you do. And thank you so much for all of your service.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Good evening. My name is Dina Williams. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council, men, women, and staff. I am an 11-year resident of the city of Eastpointe, and I just want to thank Mayor Pixley for your service. You've always been supportive of everything that we have going in and around the city, so thank you so much. Thank you, Councilman Kleinfeld, again for your service, and congratulations, Councilwoman newly elected Mayor Owens. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. Anyone else? Ms. Kleinfeld.
I did forget to say my name the last time. I apologize. First of all, I also served during those difficult times, so Suzanne's my last connection directly to the council as well. And for those of you that may not know exactly how bad it was, if you shut down all of City Hall, all of the Parks and Recs Department and the Fire Department, I believe, and just left police standing, we still didn't balance the budget. And it's each and every one of you that got the city out of trouble by passing that millage. And I, for one, am eternally grateful, and I know that the council is. And I'm very excited that you don't have to go through this in the future. Councilman Kleinfeld. Watching you prepare for meetings at home, I'm so proud of you. I know how well prepared that you have been. I have worked very hard to try to stay out of council business because, of course, it's my nature to say, and another thing, and another thing. But I have avoided watching meetings so that I don't want him getting into my business at the county. I didn't want to get into his business here. But I'm very proud of you, and I know that you handled the job with integrity. And I know what it feels to be stepping down. And I don't know what I'm going to do without any Kleinfelds up there. That maybe I need to talk to my husband. But anyway, I've already said what I was going to say to Mayor Pixley. She knows how I feel. And we had some knockdown, drag-out fights when we were just trying to cut $50 here and $50 there. But we came away very close afterwards, so that's very interesting. Mayor-elect Lucido, Mayor-elect Curley, and Council-elect and Mayor-elect Owens, and this should be the last time you hear Mayor-elect. It will be Mayor from now on. I want to congratulate all of you, and I think you're coming into this position during a very exciting time in Eastpointe, and I wish you all the success in the world, and I feel confident that that's what we're going to see from the city of Eastpointe. So congratulations. Normally I would do this at the next meeting, the incoming, but we've got another function, and so I'm going to have to take off, but congratulations.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to be heard? Dan Zander.
I just wanted to say thank you, Mayor Pixley and Mr. Kleinfeld, for your time, and I'm thinking about you, and congratulations to you and Miss Oren. Congratulations to you, and I hope everything goes well tonight, and thank you so much. God bless.
Does anyone else wish to be heard at this time? Anyone else? All right, seeing none, the second hearing of the public is closed. Let's move on to mayor and council reports, and we're going to start with Mr. DeMonico tonight.
All right, thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll be saying Madam Mayor again soon enough, but referring to someone else. Mayor Pro Tem Kleinfeld, been a pleasure working with you. You've taken everything very seriously for sure. I knew plenty of people would be saying plenty of things out there, so I was trying to figure out what they didn't say yet. Just everything, the Arts Commission's been great. We've had the opening reception for that exhibition again since our last meeting. Lots of things going on, lots of things happened in Eastpointe because of you. I know that Eastpointe's better because you've been on city council and the Mayor Pro Tem. And hey, maybe if you start doing appeals now at work, I might see you once in a while at the Cadillac Place, and hope to see you here once in a while if you're coming back or whatnot. And also, congrats, Mayor Pixley, on all your time. I went back and looked at a few of the agendas from way back just to see kind of what there was when you first started. And actually, the first few things I saw were some items we've addressed since I've been on council too. Talked about hearing of the public. We're talking about the amount of time it was. I think in your very first, it was like a special meeting, I think right after you were elected. And then we're talking about animal control services was one of the first things after you were elected too. I thought, history is of course your big thing, so I wanted to go back and see. That would have been about 2005, and we've made a lot of strides for sure. We talk about the same issues because of course we still do those same things in Eastpointe, and it's been a pleasure working with the two of you. I'll get to the rest of you another time, and I think that was about it. Thank you to all the veterans, and I'll thank Mr. Curley when he gets back up here being a veteran when at the second meeting. But thank you all the veterans in the audience. Thank you all for coming out. There's not very many empty chairs right now, so that's nice to see. Thank you for all being interested in what the city council does and supporting everybody up here. I appreciate you coming out, and look forward to what Eastpointe's going to do in the future.
All right. And to the new mayor, Ms. Owens.
Thank you. Well, I want to first say Happy Veterans Day to everybody that served our country. And I want to say thank you to Mike Kleinfeld, Councilman Kleinfeld. I remember when I first started, you took me in your home and taught me some of the things that I know today. And I want to say thank you. I learned a lot from you. And also, and I'm going to miss you. And also to Suzanne, even though I didn't get to know you till later on this year, it was really effective because you taught me a lot. You helped me to get in your shoes and the role that I have to take on. And you mentored me and you helped me. And I want to say thank you for putting that torch back and letting me grab it. I appreciate you, and I'm going to miss you as well. And hopefully the both of you don't step back, but step up and continuously guide the council on things that you see, because you still live in the city, you still have an investment in the city, and still continuously be a part of, the council. Even though you're not sitting on council, you're still part of the city. So I just want to say thank you for your service, and thank you everybody who came out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Zito.
First, I'd like to thank all the veterans today for all of their continued service to keep our country safe and protected. I would like to start out with Mr. Kleinfeld. It's been a pleasure serving with you on City Council. When I started on City Council, the one thing I never realized is some of the great friendships I was going to make being on City Council with everyone sitting up here and a lot of the people that are sitting out in this audience. And it's been a pleasure. Mike has served with honor and integrity through all of his years of service. He has been a solid, legal expert when we have any questions when it comes to legality of the Open Meetings Act, what we can go into closed session for, and he also does a really good job of keeping the meetings flowing very nice. And then Suzanne, congratulations on your retirement. You have been a mentor to me. You have been a friend. I can always call you if I have any questions. You don't judge anyone. I feel like you respect everyone for who they are, and that you have always put the residents first. You've never put your own personal agenda in front of this city. You have always made sure that your whole, everything you do is for everybody that's sitting here today. And I appreciate that, and I have learned so much from you. And I just want to let you know, I will still be calling you. I will still be asking you questions, along with Mr. Kleinfeld. So I do thank both of you guys for helping me, and I know I can always depend on you guys if I have any questions or need advice. So thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Kleinfeld.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First and foremost, happy Veterans Day, and thank you to everyone who has served our country to protect what we're doing up here, our being involved in our democratic process. I want to thank everyone in administration, Mr. Albright. It's been a pleasure working with you over the past 4 years. Mr. Cotton, it's been great working with you. I really appreciate that when we needed sort of a stabilizing force to come in, you've been there, not only once, but twice. Mr. Blum, I want to thank you. And I know that you and I have not always seen eye to eye on issues, but I really appreciate I really appreciate the mutual respect that we've had for each other and the discussions we've had over financial issues. Mr. Rohib, and everyone in our public safety, I really appreciate everything you've done as a director and everything that all of our officers have done, because we have just seen a great, vast improvement over the past couple of years. And the community sees it. We've seen it up here, and I really appreciate it. And other employees, it's been a pleasure, and I've really made some friendships that just developed along the way, and those aren't going to go away. I cherish that. Mr. DeMonico, it's been a pleasure serving with you. I really respect you and the amount of attention to detail that you have. I don't think it goes unnoticed by anyone. Ms. Owens, you have been super passionate from the moment you started. You hit the ground running, and I have a lot of respect for that. Ms. Lucido, I think the thing that I have to thank you for is you've been like the person who will talk me down when I get a little riled up about something. I think you've been sort of the smoothing force on council, and I think it's been really great serving with this council, because everyone's always been willing to speak to each other, maintain relationships. We're not the kind of council that was ever 3-2 or 4-1 where everyone was voting together. We really all voted our conscience, and I think that that's really great. And I think that was really shown in the election too. I want to say that this election, everyone ran a clean campaign. There are people outside the city who are like, what's going on in Eastpointe? You guys are all holding hands while you're campaigning against each other. And I think it really is a reflection of what the residents expect of us. And I really think that this election cycle came and went with a lot of integrity, and I really appreciate that. And Mayor Pixley, I know that council members will be calling you. You have a lot of knowledge. I know that I've learned a lot from you, and you just sometimes you need to pick up the phone and ask what's really going on with this, or what does this all mean? Because someone who's been there, it takes time to learn all the complicated things that go into running the city. It's been an absolute pleasure serving everyone, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you all. Each time you get elected to a new position and you have new council people, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve because you want to find out what is happening out in the local community, what is it that the community wants, and how can we on council best serve our residents and still love each other. And sometimes, like Veronica was saying, you fight over $50, and sometimes you will allow $50,000, but in the end, it's for the benefit of the local community, and I think we've all had that focus. From the very beginning, when I believe it was Sarah and Cardi, and it was John, Marion, and Michael, and we went to the Elected Officials Academy for newly elected people, I knew that we were going to have a good council because everybody asked some really outstanding questions, and it's worked really well. To all the people that I've worked with, Mr. Cotton, I was so glad you came to our rescue 2 different times. Mr. Blum, you're always there when we need some answers. Mr. Albright, you're always there. And to all the employees in the back. And Mary Dempsey, how can we even think about all the employees such as you that have been there for so long and worked so hard? I saw Darren walking around someplace. I know he told me he was going to be out plowing snow, so we would be ready. George, what a great, fantastic asset you've been to this city with your Director of Public Safety. And you've done so many things in such a short time. And then Eric Kaiser, outstanding. Your sense of humor is what keeps us all moving in the right direction. And then I think, is Mr. Sage still there? Yes, he is. Listen, this man is a history buff, and I'll love him forever for that, but he is running one great fire department, and we all appreciate that, because what we need most in this city is public safety, and all 3 of you are doing an outstanding job. There's so many people that are out in the audience, and I'm looking at your faces, and if I started talking about all of you, I would be amiss. But I want to tell you one thing. The day I was elected mayor, the very first time, I wasn't even elected. There was an article appeared in the Macomb Daily, and it said, that's Suzanne Pixley. She's a gray-haired old retired lady. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's a history buff. And she has no idea what it's like to be a single parent. She has no idea what it's like to have a family. So today is my day. They're all here. And I want them all to stand, starting. So I have 5 children. The youngest one is in the front. Molly, step forward. This is Molly. She's a sailor. You've all heard about her talking, running across the Atlantic Ocean because she doesn't have anything else to do. My oldest one, Katie. Katie is the president of the League of Women Voters of Broward County. So I'm going to tell you, she just took over that role. There's not going to be any problem down there next year. My daughter Lori is in the back, and you know her because she's been helping me with my house, and her boyfriend Chris. And then next to that is my son Chris Pixley, and he manages IT, and Cardi, you and Chris would get along really well.
We'll talk later.
And then I have my youngest granddaughter, Isabel, raise your hand. She's in Colorado. She's accepted to Portland State University in Portland. And then my daughter, Sherry, who's leads me along, and because she has her degree in criminal justice and public administration. And then I just have to highlight, because it's Veterans Day, and so many in my family have highlighted my veterans and the military experience. But my son was in the peacekeeping force on the Big Red One, which is a big artillery outfit, right? On the border of Czechoslovakia. And then my favorite son-in-law, I'm sorry, I have 2 son-in-laws. But Todd, but Todd is retired from the U.S. Air Force, and he had not 1, not 2, but 9 deployments, starting with Desert Storm, correct? Yeah. So he's an outstanding serviceman. And I want to also commend my sister, who listens to me when things don't go right. And then I saw my brother peek in way in the back, can declare as well. So to all of you, you can sit down, guys. Please don't ever say that somebody doesn't understand family. It's been an interesting thing with all of my 5 kids, and I think we figured out today that I've been a single mother for 42 years, and I'm really proud of my kids and all their accomplishments. Just as much as I'm proud of all the accomplishments that this city has had in the last 14 years or so. So Veronica was right. We thought we were going to die. We didn't. We're still here. So that's it. I would entertain a motion.
Ms. Owens, we have one more thing if you, for me.
Madam
Madam Pixley,
Yeah.
Madam Mayor.
It's not on our agenda, but just before we close, if we could present you with a plaque and maybe stand and get a photo. Do you want to present it? Just in honor of your service, here is a plaque that recognizes you as the mayor from November 2007 to November 19th, 2019.
Well, 12 years.
November.
Thank you so much. I'm not going to use this gavel. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So,
Support.
Move to support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Kleinfeld?
yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Owens?
Yes.
Mayor Pixley?
Yes. Mayor Pixley's last meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
I only have one small request. Have you trained your successor on snow emergencies?
No, but I talked to Darren about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and he said he didn't think we were gonna have to have one.
All right.
So you all know the reception is up at Rare following this, and you all know where Rare is.
Yeah.
Welcome to City Council.
I don't blame you. You guys want fun. I don't know if I'm gonna make it this one or if it's gonna go to like 9:30. Really? We'll see. We'll see.
I'm so sorry, I was nervous.
No, you're fine. I messed up all the time. Just happy I didn't forget microphone.
Yes.
Thank you. Hey, what?
I said, I know who's,
Oh, who is that?
it's Phil Jimmy. I have a text message from him that mirrors. Oh, yeah.
Really? I read it. I read it today before I came. I was telling Mike, I'm like, what the hell? I can't catch a break.
He's got them both riled up. I mean, I don't know what his end game is, but wait till you see the text message. Okay? I don't know when, you gotta come and have a beer or something.
Yeah, I will. I will.
I did not even recognize you. I was like, oh my God.
So,
I was like, no, that's not Michael's wife.
tomorrow,
She said Miss Michael.
what are you doing now?
Yeah, you look fabulous. So maybe not be this is a good thing.
I don't think I have anything.
You want to go get a beer?
We could do that.
Or I can just come by your house. I mean, it
I
doesn't
might
matter.
have trial Wednesday morning, but
I mean,
it
just
should
for like
be
an
easy.
hour.
Yeah.
I want to see some stuff. I want to talk to your mom too. So
She wants to talk to you.
I know that's what she said. So maybe like tomorrow evening, just text me like when you're leaving work. We'll set up a time then.
Okay.
You know, I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow evening. So
How do you think this next meeting will go?
I'm hoping it doesn't go too long. Like that's what I'm hoping for.
We
got through that fast. There was a lot less people speaking than I expected.
yeah, that's true.
I thought more people were gonna come up and
That's
speak.
true.
So
Sure.
yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but he won't have that same one for sure. You'll have to order him a new one. He won't be mayor pro tem.
True.
Even if he applies for the appointment, which I hope he does, he won't say mayor pro tem.
Unless you guys are deadlocked until I get back. I'm just kidding.
That, we might not get very far in this agenda tonight. We don't know what's going to happen. Oh yeah, you might also get Monique hers too, because you're going to have to order her a new one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because that'll be tonight. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciated hers as well. So.
Well, we want to get Mike on rare too.
Let me at rare.
Yes,
That's
we are going to
something-
let you at rare. Don't you worry.
That's something I'm like,
We're sticking Mike on rare next time the seat opens.
they will not like it.
No, that's okay.
But you'll see community centers opening up in Eastpointe.
Speaking of that, you have to have a conversation with Cardi about his conversation with Tony Lipinski. Because it was like really rude.
Tony's?
Yeah. And it was about changing. How many years have we been asking about changing the tree lighting day so we can go to the State of the County? And he's like, he told Mike, or Cardi, basically was like, well, I already posted it on the Senior Citizens Board. Well, then change it. It was like 2 months ago. It was in October.
That's one of those things where, like, who cares? I know Annette Demsich was like, blah, 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 Cardi, and I was like, calm down. This has been something that comes up every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says something about it, just change it. It's not a huge thing.
Right.
I think maybe they should change it a little further out, but a couple days.
No, I'm fine with doing it on the Monday before. What's wrong with that?
It's the weekend after Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah?
I just think employees like to have their long weekend.
They get Thanksgiving off, and then they have Friday off, and then they have Saturday off and Sunday off, so I don't care. Everybody else in the world has to go back to work. Good, how are you?
I miss you. Please stay around. Get what I said.
I'll be around. I'm not going to be gone.
Yeah.
Just trying to schedule a tree lighting.
That's right.
Move out of the way.
I'm gonna get out.
guess I put my coat over here. Hi, how are you? Good to see you too.
Is there gonna be school tomorrow, Dan? Are they gonna have a snow day? You should be the professional at judging that, all of your years working for the school. You should be able to predict snow days like nobody else. That's right. That's right, 26 years, you should know. 26, 27 years, yeah. Right. It keeps you busy, gives you something to do, right? Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
My school is very easy. If there's less than 5 inches of snow and it's above 10 degrees Fahrenheit, then we'll probably have a snow day. If it's below that, then it's too cold for a snow day.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Hey, Sarah.
What?
Hey.
What's up?
How are you?
Good.
I'm gonna go put my coffee up there.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
And who's gonna withdraw? I'm not gonna answer.
Well, we'll see what happens. All right.
I don't know where I'm gonna sit anyway.
Mike, probably right here.
Where? The second one?
Here. This one's open, and then you either sit here or you sit there. Those are the two. No, I don't think you have a name plate Circuit Court in Mount Clemens.
You know Carl.
Sure.
I know him since he was first, he does that but I feel sorry for him to be in the youth.
You know, I heard he's helped us not to create it. So nice to meet you, man.
So you do the district court at the Cummings?
Circuit. Yeah, so one more level up.
I've been practicing for 27 years.
What have you been doing for 27 years?
I started back in 92, 2019, 27.
Very good, very good.
Does it drive okay? Isn't that awful?
I need to retire bad. Mine are bald.
Good to meet you.
This so soon.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Are you
Yes.
If it gets too hot, I'm gonna say, what?
Yeah, I know.
Yep, I'm on the transition to Patrick Company. I got him working out in Inkster. So I start work out there tomorrow. We waiting on Vic to raise the salary for me, but until then, I'm just all pro bono. A lot of heavy lifting on pro bono, but it's worth it. You said what? What, man? 4 years from now? Literally?
council just say aye, give him some wisdom. I know how you. That's not the original. Does anybody know where the original bed is? That is. It is. Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because downtown is all wood.
Somebody's got to, Cole Bailey's got to be restored, because that started like back in the 40s.
Yeah, maybe the 30s. And I told him, I would find a grandpa, so that's the one.
Hey, how are you?
The oath of office.
Good evening, everyone.
Maybe use the microphone.
Do you want to go to the middle? All right, let's have Harvey Curley. Harvey Curley.
I'm going to put the microphone close.
All right.
People at home.
Did you want to use the Bible? Or?
No.
No? Okay.
I told her not to make the sentences too long so I can remember it.
All right, we'll go easy on you. Please raise your right hand. I, Harvey Curley,
I, Harvey Curley,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Eastpointe,
and the Charter and the ordinance of the City of Eastpointe,
and to endeavor to secure
and to endeavor to secure
and maintain an honest and efficient administration
an honest and efficient administration
of the affairs of the City of
of
Eastpointe,
the affairs of the City of Eastpointe,
free from partisan distinction or control,
free from partisan distinction
or control,
or control,
and to perform the duties of councilman
as to perform the duties of councilman
for the City of
for the
Eastpointe
City of Eastpointe
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Gaddy.
Ceremonially sign this here? And I'll sign there. Sarah Lucido. Please raise your right hand. I, Sarah Lucido,
I, Sarah Lucido,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
I will support the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Eastpointe,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Eastpointe,
and to endeavor to secure and maintain
to endeavor, secure, and maintain
an honest and efficient administration
an honest and efficient administration
of the affairs of the City of Eastpointe,
of the affairs of the City of Eastpointe,
free from partisan distinction
free from partisan distinction
or control,
or control,
and to perform the duties of councilwoman
and to perform the duties of councilwoman
for the City of Eastpointe
for the City of Eastpointe
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Put your hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. We're gonna put that one in the air.
You got this for your right hand. Yeah, you move your left hand.
All right, ready? I, Monique Owens,
I, Monique Owen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Eastpointe,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Eastpointe,
and to endeavor to secure and maintain
to endeavor and secure and maintain
an honest and efficient administration
an honest and efficient
administration
of
the affairs of the city of Eastpointe,
the affairs of the city of Eastpointe,
free from partisan distinction or control,
free from partisan distinction and control,
and to perform the duties
of
mayor
of
for
mayor
the city of
of
Eastpointe. According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Okay.
Here, we got more. We've got more. Here. Ceremonially sign that one. Slower. Slower this time.
This is really right here like this and then it's like this and
So is she official now?
She is official. You stay up there.
Thank you, God. Well, I want to say thank you all for coming and supporting me. A lot of people in here were there for me when I ran for city council.
Maybe
Thank
up
you.
here.
Thank you so much. A lot of you were here for me when I ran for city council, and you guys thought I was crazy. And some of you, when I ran for mayor, y'all thought I was crazier. But God knew what I was doing. And sometimes when you're doing what God tells you to do, it do sound crazy to people. But then when you win, and when you do what he tells you to do, it's not crazy anymore. So I first want to say I give honor to God for allowing me to be where I'm standing today. Because I'm going to let y'all know anybody can make history, but God chooses who he wants to choose. God chooses what he wants to choose. I want to let you guys know, each and every one of you, put your gifts and your talents and your support in me for me to do this, because I did not do this by myself. So I want to say thank you for God, using you and putting things in me and using me. And I want to definitely always thank the Heavenly Father. I definitely got to say I love you. I love you for it. I love you for using me and showing me favor. I might not be everybody's favorite, but you showed me favor, and I thank you. And I will do the best that I can to the best of my ability, and what I do not know, the Father will give. And so I thank you all for coming here. Don't leave, because y'all got to hear me hit that gavel. And I know it's cold, and I know it's snowing, and I thank you guys for sharing this moment with me. This is all of our moment. This is all of our moment, and I want to thank everybody, the dignitaries, the people that came out of snow, that walked, took the bus, kids didn't finish their homework, people, just gave up so much for this moment for me. People that walked with me, people that put their money into me, people just that really believed in me and walked doors and prayed for me. You guys did this. You guys built me to who I am today because you put so much into me. And I want to say I thank you and I love you. Thank you.
There's a seat waiting for you, Mayor Owens.
call to order the regular meeting of the Eastpointe City Council on Monday, November 11th, 2019. It's not 8 o'clock right now, it's about 8:15. At 8:15, please call the roll.
Councilperson Curley,
Here.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Here.
Councilperson Lucido,
Here.
Mayor Owens.
Here. As we go to the approval of minutes, we have none.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
if I may, I noticed on the agenda that we have only one here in the public. Typically, we have one right at the beginning, then one at the end. And there are a number of people I know that would like to say something, and I guess I just would hate to have them wait until 9 or 9:30 when we get done with the meeting. So I would, unless it's not legal, but I would like to add the first here in the public immediately after approval of the agenda, so folks can come up, and if they have to leave because of the snow or our kids going to school tomorrow, they would be able to do that.
Okay. I get support.
Okay.
I got a motion, I got support. Can you call the roll?
Councilperson Curley,
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido,
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Owens.
Here. So since we have an agenda that was added with a hearing of the public, and the hearing of the public is everybody come up to the podium, you only get 3 minutes. You state your name and address, and the hearing of the public is open to anybody who would like to speak.
Absolutely, I started off. My name is Bishop Herman Starks. I'm a resident of the city of Detroit. And I was out in support Eastpointe and the changes that was coming in Eastpointe. When I met this young lady, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of your stature, your stance, and how important that you knew what God's mission was for you was most important to me. Like, as a man of the cloth, that's one of the first things that I look for in an individual is how they love God and how they support God. And I saw how you carried that, and whether somebody was with you or not, you always spoke out your mouth that God is leading, therefore victory is sure. And I stood on that right along with you and gave you the assistance that I could. I just want to congratulate you, congratulate your family, your mother and your children, your aunts and your sister, and all the individuals that came out and supported you. This is what God can do when you get behind. And on another note, just as an individual of the African American community, I salute you and I support you and I thank you. And therefore, we shall continue to support you and hold you up. Amen.
Greetings, Mayor Owens, and to the City Council members of Eastpointe. I am State Representative Sherry Gay Danyogo. I serve as the Detroit Caucus Chair. I just left a meeting with other members of the Detroit and the Michigan Legislative Black Caucus. They all send their heartfelt congratulations. Senator Marshall Bullock, Senator Sylvia Santana, State Representative Ronnie Peterson, State Representative LaTanya Garrett, State Representative Cynthia A. Johnson, State Representative Jewel Jones, State Representative Ronnie Peterson, all send their heartfelt congratulations to you tonight. You have made history once again, and we are cheering you on from our respective districts, and we look forward to working with the city of Eastpointe in the Michigan legislature, the 100th legislature of the state of Michigan. Thank you, and God bless all of you for electing Mayor Monique Owens.
How you doing, everybody? Monique, I just want to say congratulations, Mayor. You went through it, man. Actually, I'm one of her close friends, and I've seen the walls go up to try to stop this process. I was out there in the cold. Some of them days they're trying to push those flyers forward, and some people told me some evil things. Just trying to help you out. They didn't know if I was your friend or just somebody trying to just help a black person get. That wasn't about it. I just want to say it's very important to me and my family, to other families around Eastpointe and all over Michigan, that you could do anything you want. And I just want to say that the times where I was down, you called my phone and said, Lex, you a chef. Get off your butt, cook that food, get out there, do what you got to do. So if I mean, as a friend, you are, you platinum. You're platinum. So as a mayor, I already know you're gonna kick behind the girl, and whoever gonna stop her, you got problems with me, okay? So I'm gonna just tell everybody in here, you made the right choice. This girl is strong, beyond strong, man. She's beyond good, heart as big as this building, all right? So please, I'm not gonna say make us proud, because I know you will. But you know you got the haters out there, so you gotta work twice as hard and keep going on, all right?
Okay.
I love you, girl. I love you, man. I love everybody in this building. I love you guys for doing your job and helping her. Please have her back, y'all. I'm telling you, please have her back. No matter what, please have her back. Love you, man.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you all for coming. I am a Detroit resident. I've been knowing Monique since we were both pregnant. And I do enjoy helping Monique in every possible way I possibly can. And she knows that I was unable to before, but now I am here. Anytime she called me, I was there. If I could, my body's able, God is willing. I am able. And I'm glad to be here for you, Monique. And I just want to say congratulations again. And I love you so much on behalf of all of my family. And I just stand here and say congratulations, Monique. You've done a good job, well done today.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Hello. I am very proud of Monique. I'm Monique's auntie, her favorite auntie. We really got a good relationship. But I'm very proud of Monique. You know, she's a go-getter. She set her mind to something and she will go for it no matter what. She, you know, very optimistic. She will get and fight through the hurdles, get over the hurdles, but Monique is a go-getter. I am so proud of her. You know, my mom passed away at the end of June. Monique's grandmother, they were very close, and I know she's smiling. And I told Monique, I say, I want something of hers because Grandma will be so happy with you right now. And I'm up here on behalf of my family, and we just happy for Monique.
My name is Marty Pran, and I'm a National Elder Advocate, and I'm a friend of the Mayor of Eastpointe, Monique Owens. I had seen something very special in her, especially when she asked me to work on her campaign. And I got one of these green and yellow shirts that was probably 2 sizes too small, but she said, put it on anyway. And so I went canvassing for her, and she's looking for me because I'm sitting down talking to all the people along 8 Mile Road there. And I think Springer was one of the streets. And she had this bag made up with all of her little brochures. And she knows that a way to get to my heart is by having snacks and treats and food. So I'm putting my hand in there, and all of a sudden I bring out, there's a water in there, there's some peanuts, she had some chocolate. And the thing that really stood out for me was when she took the initiative, and this is what makes her so interesting, is that she ran as an independent. She didn't want to be viewed as only Democratic or to be viewed as Republican. She wanted to be the mayor for everybody. And I don't remember the specific date, but she went over and attended the meeting of the Macomb County Republican leadership team and asked if she could speak. And she asked for their support as well as other people in the community. And the people at that meeting were very impressed. There was probably 75 people there. And so they vowed to give her all the support that she would need. And Monique and I are going to be working together because I'm a national elder advocate. I'm pushing to have a resolution put forward, which she's already agreed to do, that is very similar to what they had in the city of Detroit by Mayor Mike Duggan, and that is the initiative by Pastor Ovella Davis called Code 22. and it is to bring unity and peace to the Eastpointe area and to duplicate what is attempting to be done in Detroit. It's not going to happen overnight, but just from the crowd that's here and everybody realizing that your chairman or the person that was in charge of your committee was God. And I think that has spoken volumes. And I posted on Facebook. And in my dealings, I deal with some very interesting people. Saturday was the 30th anniversary of the Berlin Wall coming down. And is there anybody that was here at the Golden Corral the other day? Because there were some people there, and I was telling them about your success. But Saturday was the 30th anniversary of the Berlin Wall being torn down. And I just happened to be the guy that talked to Ronald Reagan about that 30 years ago, actually about 33 years ago. And it happened. And he made sure that I realized that he kept his promise because he had my father fly over to Germany and actually tear down part of the Berlin Wall. Now, some people might think this is controversial, but she has gotten so much attention, not only locally and in the state of Michigan, but nationwide, that Donald Trump has noticed her re-election or her election here by 19 votes. And I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I posted it on Facebook. You're going to be getting a call from the White House because he wants to meet you. And he wants to do whatever he can to help you to be successful. And I had suggested to the contact that I have that in turn we should invite him to be in the Eastpointe Gratiot Cruise this year. And one other person I would like to thank real quick is Harvey Curley. I've worked with him on the Eastpointe Gratiot Cruise. And can I tell him your age?
Sure.
He's 84?
82.
82. And he's running for a 4-year term. And Harvey has got so much energy, and he's already committed to helping Monique with whatever issues might come up because he had been the former mayor, and George Rohib. So everybody's already, committed to helping you and do whatever it takes to make you successful. And I appreciate your email that you sent me, thanking me for my time helping you. And in fact, she was very instrumental in getting me the housing at the senior center. And I think it's Erin is at the building that I'm at. Mm-hmm. And so I appreciate that so much for what you do. And we have to get a picture of Monique over at Andary's because it's one of the few sewer covers that I know of that has the name of what Eastpointe used to be, and that's Halfway. This used to be called, what, Halfway Township? And so it's right there. But I would like to suggest instead of us going halfway for you, that we go all the way for you and make you successful.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Larry King Gill, and I'm here to represent and give great honors from my minister C.P. Fuqua-Bay to you. It is a historical moment, but like you say, when the great God deemed necessary, so will it be. And he is willing to give any support. We out of Detroit, Morris Science Temple, to support in any ways and avenues for the uplifting of fall of humanity, for the goals that your heart is set out to do. You can be obliged, and I left you his card. And thank you. Congratulations even more so.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to speak? Anybody else would like to speak, please?
Hi, sister. I just want to say congratulations, and I'm so proud of you. And you are a true example of a leader and an older sister, and I believe God knew what he was doing. He doesn't make any mistakes. And I just want to say thank you for paving the way. Thank you for being an example for everybody out there and the younger kids, giving them hope. And, they know not to give up and to keep going. I knew it was something in you the day we went out house to house. And working in the medical field, it's normal for people to eat, drink, and void. And I said, where's the water? And she said, I don't have any water. I said, why not? And she said, I don't want anybody to have to use the bathroom. All righty then, here we go. That's determination. You make the normal the abnormal, and you put your best foot forward, and you did it. And I just want to say congratulations, and I'm glad to be a part of your DNA. Thank you.
Please state your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Darian White, and I'm a resident of Eastpointe for 5 years, and I live on Eagle Street. And I just like to say thank you, Monique, for everything that you've done. I've met you when you first ran for city council, and I was in a gas station, and you and your daughter were out hanging up signs for your campaign, and I was like, wow. You know, you were really determined, and I really like that. I admire you, and I've met you on several different occasions, you and Sarah Lucida, very, very nice ladies. I really enjoyed meeting you. I just wanted to tell you thank you and congratulations, and I appreciate, you know, I spoke to you before, and you mentored me a little bit, and I really appreciate that. You know, and you didn't know me, and you gave your heartfelt, you know, you were real sincere about the advice that you gave me, and I really appreciate that. And I just want to tell you congratulations, and congratulations to everyone that's on the panel. And I look forward to the many things that you're going to be doing in the city of Eastpointe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. Hello. I see the city of Eastpointe like a ship sailing across the ocean. Over the past 10 years, Mayor Pixley has seen us through hard times, financial issues, you name it. But we made it through. We braved the storm. I see a fighting spirit in our mayor. I see a fighting spirit in our council. And God only knows what'll be coming for us in the next 4 years. But I wish everybody good luck.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dwayne Sylvester. I am a business owner of Eastpointe for the last 10 years. I actually been employed in Eastpointe for the last 20 years. And I am super, super proud of Monique Owens. I had reached out to Councilman Owens through an email over the summer. I did a pay it forward, give back to the community where we gave back backpacks and school supplies. And she not only responded to my email, but she showed up at my business and also the event that we had at the park. And it was just such a great honor to have someone from the council come out to a business that is in the city of Eastpointe, that supports the city of Eastpointe for over the last 10 years, just to show a face to say that we support our businesses, not only our residents, but our businesses. And we formed a great relationship from that point on. And I'm just super, super proud of how God is using you during this time. And I'm looking forward to more business with the city of Eastpointe and endeavors to just bridge the gap and bring our community and our residents together. So congratulations again, Monique Owens.
Good evening. I'm Kyla Washington of Dearborn. I didn't get a chance to say anything when we were here for when she won council, but I'm going to say something now. Monique and I did the backpack giveaway in the park this past summer. Monique is a fierce businesswoman. She is very hard. When I tell you she won't let us drink water, so we won't have to use, that's real, okay? She's about her business. I've seen her growth. I'm very proud of her. I'm super proud of her. So with the yoga in the park, I was a part of that, and the backpack giveaway. I'm excited to see the other programs that you'll bring to the city of Eastpointe. Very proud of you. Congratulations.
Well, I would just like to say good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
And after 26 years doing business here in Eastpointe, I said, welcome, Monique, our new mayor. You know, Monique was my employee at 16 years old at McDonald's. So I'm the owner for McDonald's in Eastpointe. Been doing business here for 26 years. And we've had some ups and downs, but I'd say this is a bold move for the city of Eastpointe. I've paid a lot of taxes here in the city, and it's a good thing to see diversity
And so I just look forward to working with the body, with everyone, because you're sitting in the middle of everything. So I have business in St. Clair Shores. I have business in the city of Warren. I have business in the city of Detroit. And so I'm just looking forward to see how I can continue to support the city. Okay, so congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And just one small point, you know, when a 16-year-old started at McDonald's, you never know what they would be long-term. And Monique made it her point to come back later and said, "Do you remember me?" And, you know, I had no idea who she was. And this was about a year ago or so. And so I just want to say thank you for acknowledging, because sometimes as a business owner, you're doing things with people, and you're not sure where they are, where they went, what they're doing. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. But Mr. Service, I started at 14 years old at McDonald's. So, does anybody else have anything to say? Anybody else have anything to say? The hearing of the public is closed. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes, and we have none. Nor do we have scheduled hearings, unfinished business. So we're going to move to reports from administration, starting with our city manager, Mr. Ryan Cotton.
Thank you, Mayor Owens. It's a pleasure to have 3 items tonight. One, there are results of the last election back there in the container there where the agenda is. And in that regard, ranked choice voting, the city made history that night as well with ranked choice voting on Election Day. We only received, to my knowledge, 3 concerns. All were surmounted, none were insurmountable in relation to ranked choice voting, and I want to appreciate especially our whole team that made that possible, the City Council, of course the legal team that worked through the resolution, and then the team here in City Hall that made that possible, headed up by our Assistant City Manager, Brian Fairbrother, and also his City Clerk team, Kimmy, Rich, and Heather. So, second item, I want to say that we would like to orient our new council members. Some really don't need orientation, and our new mayor, and you don't need much of an orientation either. But nevertheless, you, I think, correctly asked for a list of information about what every department does to reinforce what it is, so everyone's prepared. So we're working on that. All departments are submitting that information, as well as looking at their calendars as to when tours could be made available to you should you want to have a very detailed review of everything. So that is underway, and we'll be back in touch with you with dates. Lastly, there's an initiative, and I think council's talked about it. I was not here at the time, about having mayor's pictures, and after speaking with Mayor Owens, the idea of having council members' pictures also displayed in this building. So that is also underway. I've assigned Joe Marucci, our Parks and Projects Coordinator, to look into that and get back to council with some proposals. So that completes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cotton. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Cotton? Okay, we're going to go to our Finance Director, Mr. Blum.
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council. I have nothing to report financially. I would like to congratulate all of you, though, for winning your various elections, and I look forward to working with you. So,
Any questions for Mr. Blum, anybody? The next item, we're going to go to the City Attorney, Mr. Albright.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On behalf of the City Attorney's Office, we congratulate all of the officials here this evening. There is one item that I did want to cover. Madam Mayor, with your election, there is now a vacancy on the City Council, and the charter does provide that the council shall fill that vacancy. It does not state how that exactly has to take place. It just indicates that a vacancy shall be filled by the City Council. I do recall in years past what that's included is the council advertising for that and conducting interviews, and then ultimately selecting a member from the public who would then fill that seat and then would sit there until either the next regular election or the next special election, and then they would be required, if they wanted to continue in that seat, to then run in that election. So that is what the charter provides, and so the council should have a discussion in the very near future as to the parameters of that and how that will take place, so your seat can then be filled.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions for Mr. Albright?
Could we have that conversation now?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Madam Mayor, if I could pass out this sheet, it's just a bunch of dates regarding the upcoming elections that Mr. Albright was talking about, and just different dates. But Ms. Lucido, if you wanted to go first, since.
So, I mean, I think that if we are planning on appointing someone to fill that seat, whether it be to have them run at a later date, or if we're just gonna have them fill for the 2 years, I think we should try to get it filled as soon as possible, especially because we're gonna be starting the process of hiring a city manager. So I think the earlier we can get that done, the better.
Well, I think I'd have one suggestion then on timeline. We could open up either now or at the next meeting applications. We asked for resume and a cover letter previously, and then leave that open until the day before our second December meeting. The December meeting's on here, Tuesday, December 17th. That would give folks about a month, just under a month, to put in. And then what we did previously for appointments was 2 days later, we did a special council meeting after a regular meeting and just interviewed everyone. We could talk about that process too at some point. We'd previously asked one question to each applicant, and it was the same question everyone asked, and so we could discuss that again. But also for the election dates are on here for when the elections are and when petitions would be due then for anyone that was interested in running for the special council seat.
Well, on here you got announced opening of appointment applications for our next meeting. So is you want to start, that has to go in the newspaper to let people know that we'll be doing that.
Right, so that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think I'd rather just make the announcement tonight that we're gonna be accepting applications instead of waiting until the next meeting, just to speed up the process.
Yeah, that's fine.
With me?
Yep.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, we have 38 applicants. There are 9 that will hopefully be ones that you want to consider when we get to that. I do need to say that the advertising was closed end of September, so those individuals, for city manager,
City council.
what I'm getting at is waiting until the second meeting of December means that you would not have 5 votes for people to act. So what I'm leading to is we risk losing some candidates if we wait that long, or if you try to hire with only 4 members, you are at some risk of a tie. But I just point that out, so sooner is better in the world that I
I'm sorry.
inhabit.
Can we advertise for just 2 weeks? For the open seat? I mean, especially as it's following an election, this isn't like someone retired midterm, where people might not be aware of it. I mean, everyone that followed the election knows that the seat is gonna be vacant, so if they're interested in it, they're probably already watching.
Does December 3rd, the first December meeting works for your timeline then, Mr. Kent? Okay. That goes from the 12th to the 3rd, then if, we're saying tomorrow.
So that's about 2 weeks. Okay,
It's actually a little bit more than, it's almost 3 weeks.
yeah.
So
That should be good enough.
And then, so maybe plan on the 5th then for a special council meeting or something like that.
December 5th?
Or I don't know.
What about December 4th? Only because planning meets on the 5th, so planning would be in this room on the
Okay.
5th.
So Wednesday, the 4th.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a special meeting for
That was the,
the appointment, correct?
county.
Okay.
Oh, that is state of the county, isn't it?
We could do like 4 o'clock then or something like that, or,
I can do
able to
4. If everyone else can do 4 PM.
I'm gonna say 4 for right now, and then I'm gonna confirm it. Because I don't have my calendar on me right now, because I thought we was gonna do this at our next meeting. So let's put down 4, and if any changes, I'll let you all know.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think that at our regular council meeting, we can add to the agenda to discuss what else if we're gonna have them run for election, we can probably schedule that conversation for the next council meeting so we can move this one along tonight.
Sure.
So,
Yep, there's time for that.
yeah.
All right.
Is that all for the city attorney?
For me?
Okay.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is new business. Item A is scheduling a special city council meeting and closed session for review of confidential city manager applicant materials. And I know we were talking about a closed session for the city manager applicants, but we were saying we're gonna do that for the Open Meetings Act. What do you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
The past practice in all Michigan communities is to look at the full list of applicants and then in closed session, because the vast majority of them have asked for confidentiality, and then by their assigned numbers, and then you come out and talk publicly about who you'd like to invite for an interview by number. So that's the way that typically works, and it's not a violation of the Open Meetings Act. It's done by all consultants and all the communities in Michigan that way. So it's suggested that November 14th would be a good time to have that, and it's been on some people's calendars. If it works for this council, then it certainly would work for my calendar as well. While I'm saying so, speaking of that, tonight was an optional closed session to receive the materials and answer questions. It's optional. It's still okay by law, but you don't need to do it that way. I can get you the books separately. It's your choice.
Okay. So we just gonna schedule a special council meeting. We don't have to have a closed session. We're just doing a regular special meeting for review of the confidential city manager applicants. And so everyone agrees on November 14th at 5:30?
Yes.
I'm fine with 5:30 on the 14th, and I'm fine with going into closed session for the initial review and then coming out here to discuss, because I believe most of them are confidential, just the ones that aren't, we would have to discuss out here. So, I mean, I think we can definitely, I don't mind going to closed session to at least review the ones that are confidential, which is the majority of them, for a small period of time, and then moving out here.
Yeah,
Today or on Thursday, you're saying?
On Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But for today, I'm fine with not going to closed session and just receiving the information.
Okay.
14th's fine with me, 5:30. The state has had changed that with the Open Meeting Act, that councils can in fact go into closed sessions to review the confidential application. So we're not violation of the Open Meeting Act at all. So that'd be fine.
Well, we're not in violation, but it's we can do either or. Because it's still confidential if you use them as numbers. Nobody knows who that number is, so.
Well, then Madam Mayor, sorry, Mr. Cotton, go ahead.
There's been extensive reference checking, Google checking, social media, et cetera, checks. So the problem with not going through some of that for those that want confidentiality is you would not receive that information, because it would be pretty clear to somebody who was pretty good at Googling who the person was, and then they would jeopardize their current position, and that, of course, is not something that is intended.
Okay.
So, Madam Mayor, I make a motion then?
Sure, please.
A motion, we set a special city council meeting and closed session on Thursday then, November 14th at 5:30 PM to discuss confidential city manager applicant materials.
Support.
I got a motion and support. Call the roll, please.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes. Item B is setting a special city council meeting for review of the annual audit for the fiscal year 2019. And on here, it is scheduled for November 26th at 6 p.m. And just to let everybody know, the annual audit was conducted by Plant Moran, and is ready to be presented by City Council. Since understanding the audit is a very important function of the City Council, and the fact that it is a lengthy document, the City Council has traditionally held this review in special session. So we're talking about doing that November 26, 2019 at 6 p.m. Is that okay with everybody?
That's fine. Yep.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
A motion to, Madam Mayor, to set a special city council meeting to review the annual audit conducted by Plant Moran for Tuesday, November 26, 2019, 6 p.m.
Can I get support?
Support.
I got a motion and I got support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley.
Yes.
The next item is the election by ballot of Mayor Pro Tem in accordance with Section 7, Chapter 3 of the City Charter. That was formerly held by Councilman Kleinfeld, who did an awesome job. But now today, we're going forward, and we are choosing our next Mayor Pro Tem by ballot.
Point of order, Madam Mayor. I would refer to our city attorney. I had an understanding that state statute says that using a ballot to elect a mayor pro tem is not something that would be allowed to do.
That is correct, Councilman. Even though we're calling it a ballot.
Hit the button, Bob.
Okay, even though we're calling it a ballot, and technically, Mr. Albright indicated that the ballot would be read out loud with respect to each council person's name and who they voted for, which certainly means that it's not a secret ballot, and secret ballots are not permitted under Michigan law. My recommendation is that since the council person's name would be read and the person that they voted for would also be read, that it sort of eliminates the need for a ballot, and I would recommend that a motion be made by somebody to nominate the person to be the mayor pro tem. If it's supported, then there can be a voice vote, and it would do away with the necessity of a quote-unquote ballot.
And that person would need 3 votes, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, then, Madam Mayor, if I may, I would move that that Sarah Lucido be appointed mayor pro tem.
Support.
Do I have a motion? I have support. Call the roll.
Councilperson Curley.
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilman DeMonico?
No.
And Mayor Owens?
No.
Since that motion, excuse me, Ms. Mayor, may I speak?
Yes.
Since that motion did not pass, the floor is open for another motion to nominate another council person as mayor pro tem.
Well, I motion to elect Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Councilman DeMonico, as the next Mayor Pro Tem.
Support that.
Well, I made a motion, I got support. Please call the roll.
Mayor Owens?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
No.
Councilperson Curley?
No.
Ms. Mayor,
Yes.
may I speak?
Yes.
Since that motion also fails, it would appear, unless there is another vote, that it may be advisable to operate without a mayor pro tem temporarily until a new council person is appointed by city council.
Well, since we don't have any support on either vote, is it good to just table it to?
Well, the only other option would be if somebody wished to appoint the one council person who has not been nominated so far. We don't know, of course, what the response to that would be, so.
Thank you for that. No, I failed to mention that. I've been a councilman for an hour and a half. And I'm not sure, even though I was elected 19 years ago, but the other candidates are sitting here tonight, from my point, would be more qualified to do that. But I respect that. Thank you, Mr. Uri. But no, I would not accept the nomination.
The suggestion was not city attorney support for that. It was support for the mathematical possibility that it could happen, because there are only 3 options, and we explored 2. And Councilman Curley is.
Well, I wouldn't want to imply that you support him at all.
Nevertheless, if that is the case, then it would appear that there are no other options, and that it will be necessary to wait until we have a 5th council person as appointed by City Council.
Okay, so.
Madam Mayor, I motion to table appointing of Mayor Pro Tem until after we fill the vacancy on our City Council.
Support.
I got a motion, I got support. Can you please call the roll, please?
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes. The next letter is letter E, appointment by City Council of City Representative and alternative to the Southeast Macomb Sanitary District, South Macomb Disposal Authority. It was formerly Mayor Pixley and Councilman Kleinfeld. So I believe I'm going to stay on there as the last mayor stayed on it, and I'm going to take that role on now. And I want to know who would like to be part of that, the district.
Ms. Owens, I believe this is an appointment by City Council.
I know, so we're talking about it right now. So who would like to be part of that? So I said I would like to stay on there as mayor. Mayor Pixley was on there, and I think I want to stay on there too.
It's definitely
Okay,
something that
make
I'm
a-
interested in, also being the liaison for, is the representative for.
Let me speak up real quick. They recently redid their bylaws when they took over the NESD, the Wayne County Pump Station, and it actually mandates that it is the mayor of each city unless the mayor designates somebody else. So even though I know our stuff says it's a council appointment, their bylaw says it has to be Ms. Owens unless she doesn't want to do it. The alternative can be anybody,
Okay.
but
Well, Madam Mayor, I'll motion to make you the representative and Ms. Lucido as the alternate then.
Okay. Support. I have a motion, I have support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes. The next item is designation by City Council of the Michigan Municipal League Legislative Coordinator. That was formerly Mayor Pro Tem Councilman Kleinfeld.
Madam Mayor, I motion to elect Cardi DeMonico to be the League Legislative Coordinator with the alternate of Monique Owens for MML.
Support. I have a motion and I have support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Next is the designation by City Council of the Southeast Michigan Council of Government Representative and alternate was formerly Mayor Pixley. So most of the stuff that she was on, I pretty much was gonna stay on that. So, that's pretty much SimCog. So the alternative is gonna probably be, Ms. Lucido.
Madam Mayor, I motion to elect Monique Owens and Sarah Lucido as alternate representative for SEMCOG.
Support.
I have a motion and I have support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes. Next is the appointment by City Council of a voting member of the Library Commission. That was currently me. And I think Sarah Lucido, who recently did that before me, did a really good job. I think you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've done some considering, and I mean, I'm fine staying on there, but I wouldn't mind nominating Harvey Curley to that commission also, so.
Okay.
If you guys are okay with that.
Sure.
Is that a motion?
I motion to appoint Harvey Curley to be the voting member to the Library Commission.
I'll support that.
Have motion and support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Now, the next one is the designation by mayor of council liaisons to various boards and commissions, which is the mayor appoints certain council people to these commissions. And we have Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission, was formerly done by Mayor Pro Tem Kleinfeld. And I really think I want to be on it. You know, me having a background in arts and culture, I think I would really do a good job on that.
I was curious, Madam Mayor, if we'll have a fifth council person eventually too, if we leave some open for them, or
Okay,
I was just curious if you'd be open to that.
absolutely. Well, I do want to assign someone to them pretty much right now until we get somebody in there, because we still need the work to be done.
Okay.
So that's why I say I can take the role of Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission. Since we're missing one, as mayor, I think I, want to help out with some of the things since we're missing a council person. So I was thinking about taking that on. And also, we're currently on a beautification commission, and I think I want to keep you on that. You did a really good job with that so far. And also with the DDA, the Downtown Development Authority. I want to continuously keep you on that as well, Councilman DeMonico. And the Eastpointe Housing Authority was formerly Mayor Pro Tem Kleinfeld. So I want to appoint Mr. Curley to that. Would you be interested in doing the
Well,
Eastpointe Housing Authority?
let's have a conversation, Sarah. You had mentioned that you'd kind of like to do that, did you not?
No, I'm completely fine with letting you take over the house.
You all right?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, you've done many years of service there. I think that it would only be appropriate that you.
Well, okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no,
Okay. All right. Well, our conversation's over. Thank you.
So the Parks Commission is currently Councilwoman Lucido. You have been doing a really good job with the parks. I would really like to keep you on that. And on the Planning Commission is currently Councilwoman Lucido. I want to put Councilman DeMonico on that. I think you would do a really good job. You do a lot of research, and we're really organized. Not saying the other councilman and councilwoman is not, but I think you really do a good job on the Planning Commission. So on the Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission, I have myself, Mayor Owens. Beautification Commission, I have Mr. DeMonico as well as the DDA, and now added to that is the Planning Commission. And Mr. Councilman Harvey Curley, you have the Housing Authority. Ms. Lucido, you have the Parks Commission. And so,
Ms. Owens, can I just one thing really quick?
Sure.
I know you have interest in the arts and cultural, I'm sure you don't want to give up anything else. Would you mind if I did arts and cultural and so then, because I only have one?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So just until we get a new member, because I feel like you and Cardi have three and I'm only gonna have one. I feel like I should take somewhat to help you guys out a little bit more.
Well, you're with me on the South Macomb Disposal Authority.
But I'm just the alternate, so I mean, I don't see you missing many meetings.
Well, if I do, you're open, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so we're gonna make sure you stay open for that. And then you have the Southeast Michigan Council, the SIMCOG, so you have that, that's two. Then you have the parks, which is a lot of work, because we have a lot of work to do in those parks.
No, right, I know, but like I said, because I'm just the alternate on the other two. So I was just saying, if you wanted, I would be willing to do arts until we got someone else, only because, I only have one right now that I'm gonna be regularly attending. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you would still want to stay on it until we appoint someone else, I'm fine with that.
Okay, that's fine. I'll add you to that, so as I learn my role even more, you can do this role for me, so absolutely. So, let me.
I mean, I encourage you to come to all the arts and cultural diversity meetings regardless.
Absolutely, of course I will. I'm gonna come to all of the commissions, meetings. So let me, restate that. The Arts and Cultural Diversity Commission will be given to Councilwoman Sarah Lucido. The Beautification Commission is Councilman DeMonico, which he already had the DDA. In addition to that, he has the Planning Commission. The Eastpointe Housing Authority will be Councilman Curley, and the Parks Commission will go back to Councilwoman Lucido.
And planning was DeMonico.
And planning was Councilman DeMonico.
I'll make a motion to approve all of Ms. Owens' recommendations.
Support?
I got motion and I have.
Support.
I had motion and I have support. Please call the roll.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Councilman DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes. Next item is payroll and bills.
There are none.
There are none.
Already been paid.
No bills?
Did it first
Yeah.
meeting.
Whoa.
We did it the first-
Oh, you did it first.
Oh, man, we should have hired Harvey earlier. Jeez.
Oh, that's funny.
First day as mayor and we don't have any bills, so that lets you know I'm great for the job.
Post that on
So,
Facebook later.
so the next item, we're opening back up to the hearing of the public. We always do it a second time around, so you get 3 minutes. We ask you to, again, state your name and your address. So if anybody didn't get to say anything the first time, we're opening it up again. So please welcome yourself back up to the podium. Does anybody have anything to say? Okay.
Madam Mayor, I think you know me well enough to know that given the opportunity, I'll always have something to say. If
You
I
have
could.
3 minutes, though.
That's fine.
3 minutes.
If I could, I'd like this young man to stand up. Daniel, is it? Dan? Dan lives with me over at the Aaron Senior Center there, and he was sharing with me what he does, and I just wanted to pay recognition. How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 27 years.
He's a crossing guard at one of the premier crossing areas, and he does it when there's snow and rain and all bad weather, and he does it with such enthusiasm that I told him that when the opportunity arises, I would make sure that I would get recognition for him for his 27 years of being a crossing guard there. So, thank you. All right. The other issue is just to let the folks in the audience know that I oftentimes take it upon myself to do things without being asked to. And I had dedicated a song to our new mayor, and the song is called "One Moment in Time," but it's a special edition by a singer over in Europe. Her name is Dana Winner, and I would encourage everybody to Google it and listen to it, the 6-minute and 16-second version, but it talks about seizing that one moment in time. And I believe our mayor has done that, and that she's going to be a winner. And everybody knows that Martin Luther King was killed on April 4th of 1968. Many of you probably weren't even born. But I do remember that day as if it was yesterday. And he talked about living the dream. And I think today is indicative of the fact that you are that dream, and that dream continues. So we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna sing One Moment in Time.
I was waiting for that too.
So I think, no, you only got 3 minutes, not 3 hours, so.
Motion for 3 more minutes for Mr. Preen.
Next council meeting when I'm not here.
I'll second that.
Yes, ma'am. Please state your name and address, please.
Dorsha McGee, I'm from Oakland County. I'm here with my friend Marty Prim and to come and just to see this historical event. But I'd just like to say once again, congratulations, Mayor Monique Owens. And I will continue to pray for the city of Eastpointe and all of you guys that the right changes will be made, and we have to work together to come to a solution for the people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings to everyone. I'm very nervous. However, I just wanted to say glory to God and history. Bless you, Monique. Owens, I'm sorry, Mayor.
Does anybody else have something to say?
My name is Sylvia Moore, and I live on Boulder Avenue. And I've been in Eastpointe 20 years. And I am awe-stricken. From when I first moved here, when my children were either the only ones that were black in their classrooms, or there would be maybe two. I am totally awe-stricken, or stricken. It is totally amazing what you have done. And with me watching you do it, my children watching you do it, with us praying for you, and even though my business is outside of the city of Eastpointe, putting up your flyers in my store to anyone who may live in Eastpointe so that they can see that you were running for mayor, I am just in awe. And the changes that have gone on over the 20 years that I've lived here has been amazing, but yet nothing has changed. It's still the same. But to see you sitting in that seat, I know that a change is a-coming. It is here, and I just thank God for you and your tenacity to have run and have won. And I look forward to being a person that can work with you on anything that you will need to help make that change happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Good evening, Darian White, Eastpointe resident on Eagle Street. Before I ask my question, I wanted to know, is the podium open for me to address a concern in the city of Eastpointe?
Yes.
Yes.
Always. Yes.
Okay, great. So my concern is the road repairs that are going on in the city of Eastpointe. First of all, I really appreciate it because the streets, the residential streets, are really bad. And the contractor that is doing the work are doing a great job. The only complaint that I have is that they did not notify the residents that the project was going to be taking place. And unbeknownst to me and the neighbors that are on my block, when we came home, our driveways were blocked. The front of our roads were blocked. And I understand that that was necessary to do the work, but I just felt that as out of respect, or they should have at least notified the residents. My neighbor that lived next door to me, she works a midnight shift, and nobody did notify her, and they tore her driveway out with her car in the driveway. And her car had been there for a week. She wasn't able to get out. I did contact Public Works, and I talked to Darren, I think his name is Darren over there, and I did address my concern with him, and he did advise me that he was going to contact the contractor to let them know that they should have notified us before they inconvenienced us, which I understand that it had to be done, but I just thought out of respect, just the same way as the city expect us to keep our properties up and things like that, we would like, as residents, we would like to be notified if we're going to be inconvenienced any type of way as well. That's all. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, and City Council. My name is Kevin Lancaster. I'm the pastor of Love Life Family Christian Center in Eastpointe. And I just stand to say congratulations to everybody up there. I thank you for your support in the past. And Monique, I want you to know how proud we are to see what you're doing, and to also to Harvey Curley, to Sarah, to Cardi, council people. It's just good to see, and I hope and I really pray as we get behind you that we're going to see the unity in our city and really make it the family town that it's supposed to be. So again, congratulations. So proud of you. We're going to pray for you and know that we stand with you. And not just me, but some of the other pastors, that we stand together with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to say anything?
Madam Mayor, City Council, congratulations to you all. It was a long race, but it was a good one. So I just pray that everybody do what everybody said that they were going to do for this election during this term, because it means a lot. Sarah, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Harvey, Cardi, Monique, welcome.
Thank you.
You will do well. Keep your head up.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? The hearing of the public is closed. We are going to. You have their. Okay.
This could be the youngest.
Yay.
in the public ever. This is great.
Push the microphone down for her.
I think it's off. Can you turn it on because she might talk? Yeah.
I think that might
There,
be
it's on
always
now.
hot.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God, that was awesome. I think that was the best part of the night.
I agree.
Oh my God, thank you. And that is, the whole reason, I ran is to get the youth involved so they can know what we do. I didn't even know what a council was or a mayor was at that age. I learned about that in my 30s. So me doing this is opening the minds of the youth, and I think we're doing that. So we're going to go to mayor and council reports. We're going to start with Councilman Harvey Curley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A couple of things. First of all, I want to thank everyone who came out and voted. A little disappointed in the percentage of votes, but we're going to improve that, so that's okay. We're going to step forward and not forget about how many were voted. But I want to thank you for that. I think we all five of us, whoever that fifth person is going to work well together. I really believe that. But one thing I want to point out is let's not lose that enthusiasm that we had tonight. It was wonderful. And when you step out of that door up there and go home, don't forget that Eastpointe, no better place to live. And have we got warts? Yeah, we have. We have. And we try to eliminate those warts as time goes by, but we're a good city. Eastpointe, no better place to live. I've repeated that since 1988. So let's work together. If you got ideas, our numbers are in the book. If you want to join a commission, come over to City Hall, fill out the application, because there's always someone that needs to be a spot to be filled, whatever that commission might be. So thank you for coming out in the snow tonight, and please drive very carefully and very slow when you go home, okay? Thank you.
Next is Councilwoman Lucido.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. The overwhelming support for Ms. Owens is definitely really appreciated, I know by her, but even by me. I love seeing a community come together, and I would like to start out by congratulating Ms. Owens on a very well-run campaign. One thing I can say about this last election cycle is there was 3 members of council running for the mayor's seat, and they all, I think, ran a very clean, honest campaign with integrity and respect for each other. And I think that is really important. And I have to say that I'm very blessed that I get to sit up with not only the past council, but with this present council also, because it is an honor, and I know that we all respect each other. And I would also like to congratulate Mr. Curley on his victory. And I would like to thank everyone that came out to vote. Our voting numbers went up approximately 8% from 4 years ago when a mayor election happened. So even though the numbers were low, because everyone says, well, there's only like 19.8% voted in the election, it was only 11 point something percent 4 years ago. So I have to say, I thank all the voters who came out and voted, because voting is very important. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. Mr. DeMonico?
Thank you, Mayor Owens. First of all, yes, I was going to touch on that about the turnout. It was great to see 8% from the last election. I think everybody, hopefully we're getting everyone to pay attention to local politics like everyone does national politics. And it's great to see the turnout. Hope we, let's see, so we'll hit 25% 4 years from now then?
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Congratulations, Councilman Curley and former Mayor Curley, of course. We've had 3 mayors in the building tonight, so at least, maybe I missed someone out in the, the public. Congratulations, Councilwoman Lucido, and congratulations, Madam Mayor Owens. Great to be up here with all of you. Judge Gotti, thanks for coming out and administering the oaths of office to everyone up here, and I do look forward to working together with everyone. It's great to see, don't really see an empty seat out there. And thank you all for speaking at hearing of the public. It's great to hear all your voices, and especially including the youngest one at the end there. That was great. And yeah, I look forward to continuing to work together to make Eastpointe better. And I know you're twice as far from me now, but I look forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you. I want to say congratulations to Councilman Curley and Councilman Lucido for doing a really good job in your election. And I told Mr. DeMonico, because we ran 3 times together, and I told him this 3rd time he would not beat me. And I said, I let you go the first 2, but this 3rd time you will not get me.
Right.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm.
And I meant what I said. So usually when things come out of my mouth, I usually tell, the truth, and I work hard for it. So everybody did a really good job. I thank everybody for coming out. I really want to thank everybody for coming out, but I want to say thank you for Judge Gotti for coming out and swearing me in. She was elected last year, and we support each other. We're still friends now, and it's so awesome to be, have your friend swear you in. And I told her it was God sent for you to win last year for you to swear me in. So it was all in his plan. So, so we have memories for a lifetime. And Monique, it was an honor. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I remember I asked her, she was like, absolutely, I'll do it. I was like, oh my God. So, and the sheriff, being Napoleon, for being here, I think he left, but that meant a lot because he endorsed me. And he said, why you didn't ask me in the beginning? I said, I don't know. And so it was never a last minute. I had people come the last day of the election to help me. It was never a last minute to help me because every little thing you did helped me get to the seat. And I thank you for, the calls, the prayers, everything. It was a really hard journey for me. I could tell you stories, but then I'll be giving you a free piece of my book, and I'm not doing that. I want you to buy the book. And but I am really honored to serve the city of Eastpointe. It's just an honor. I thank a lot of the Nation of Islam coming out here and supporting me, and other groups that came out here, the pastors that I met last minute, Bishop Starks and Pastor Olive, and I met these men at the last minute, and when I met them, they said, we got you. When I met them on a Friday, they came out on a Saturday. And it speaks volumes when you can meet strangers. When I say strangers that never seen you a day in your life and come and help you because they see what you're trying to do. They see the vision, they understand it, and they want to help you seek it out and finish it. And you guys did that, and that's believing in God. And I thank you so much for believing in God using me, because what I told you and what I said God told me to do, you didn't think it was crazy. It made sense to you, and you helped me finish, his task. And so I just want to thank everybody for your support and things like that. But I have to definitely, if I don't thank anybody, I have to thank Felicia Johnson. This lady has helped me.
You the best. This lady has helped me. She lived all the way in Chesterfield. Drove down here every single day. Just helped me take care of my kids, made sure I ate, made sure I had the right clothes, made sure they matched, made sure I had my makeup done. She was on it, and she's still here to this day. I want to tell you I love you. And I told her, I remember we sat down, I said, win or lose, you ain't going nowhere. Remember that conversation? Win or lose. You've been there, you have my back, you still have my back. She made sure my kids' hair was done today. She made sure I had this outfit. She wasn't playing. And I don't know where you came from. I don't. But you came right on time. And I thank you. And I thank you. Everybody has played a big part. Miss Kyla back there, she played a big part. You can squint your lips at all you want to. She helped me way, I got so many people. Corporal Sears, Mr. Wilson, I got so many people. Residents, Paul, the guy who walked with me the whole city this year and 2 years ago, the whole city. This man is 65 years old. And he did it. I told your age. Yes, I did. But I just want to tell you guys, I love you. I got a friend of mine, Heather. I think she told all Big Threes to vote for me. I was going door to door. They said, oh, we work at Chrysler. We know to vote for you. And, a good friend, Angie, and Donda Easley, I can't forget. She has a business here in Eastpointe and made sure that she was at every event. She walked with me. She was there for me when I ran for council. And she said, whatever you need, I'm going to help you, whatever you need. And I couldn't find her when I won, but then I found her at a store, and I said, excuse me, you told me you would help me if anything I needed, but I couldn't find you. And I said, but thank you for saying that, because you encouraged me to keep going. Your words encouraged me to keep going, because I feel like I wasn't alone. And we've been friends ever since, and she helped me this whole election, anything I need, she said, and she meant what she said. You meant what you said, and I thank you. You are my sister. So I haven't lost anything, This seat just gave me so much more. I met so many amazing people, and, the council is amazing, Mr. Curry DeMonico, Sarah Lucido. I have to get to know Mr. Curley. Randy Blum has helped me a lot, as a council member. He sat down and talked to me about all type of different things. Mr. Cotton, he taught me a lot. Your city attorneys taught me a lot. Mr. Rohib always had my back, and the police department always sits down. I think I went into his office so many times, and we just talked about how to make the police department better, the city better, and we just worked really good together. And I thank everybody for being a part of it. If I forgot your name, please forgive me. Please forgive me, because all of you played a part. My neighbors right there, we was in the cold putting up them signs. We put up them signs. They failed 10 times. We put them back up. And it's just so many people that plays a big part of my life. And I just want to say thank you, because y'all led me here. And I think we had, and then going to Ms. Dorian White, you had said something about the street. Usually we do send something out letting people know when their street is about to get fixed. So I don't know what happened there. But please, if you write that down, give that to the city manager. And you got it? Yeah, because that usually doesn't happen. We don't miss that, and we apologize about that. We usually let people know when we're going to fix a street and things like that, so they can get prepared and organized with where they park at, and we make, certain things so available for them to go another route. So we're going to figure why that went wrong. Hopefully, for the next time we'll do better. So we apologize about that. You're welcome. And you played a big part too, Miss Lady. So it's so many people that play so many parts in here. Walk with me, talk with me. I have Mr. Oliver Gant that helps me so much. He has a business in Eastpointe. He does so many things. He has my back since I've known him. And he looks out for me. He makes sure I'm safe. He just looks out for me. And I want to say I thank you. You guys are so amazing. I have friends and family all over in here, and I just want to say thank you. But we do have a closed session
Are we still doing that closed session?
We can waive that, and I'll just get the information to you separately.
Amazing. So we have more pictures and time. So, well, I'm going to end this session close the session out, the city council session now.
Madam Mayor, it's my favorite motion to make, the motion to adjourn, if you don't mind me making that motion then.
Absolutely. Can I
All right.
support?
No motion for adjournment, right?
Yes.
We
Yes,
have
sir.
We have a motion and a support. Can you call a roll, please?
Councilperson DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilperson Curley?
Yes.
Councilperson Lucido?
Yes.
Mayor Owens?
Yes. Meeting adjourned.
Well done.
Thank you.
Nailed it.